Warning, 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 warning. The following program is recorded live and is not intended for children. This program may at any time contain graphic or dark content that may be distressing for some viewers and against the terms of service for most mainstream websites. The themes and opinions expressed in this program should be considered a disinformation campaign and should not be used for political or academic purposes. Facts are not checked, and no sources or citations will be provided. Should you choose to redistribute, please do so only in good faith. Thank you again for joining us. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. Hello there, and I'm so sorry that I'm gonna be slurring my words or whatever. This noise a little bit more than usual, and that's because I just got back from the dentist and they numbed me all up and drilled some teeth, so I'm still dealing with that. So you may hear a little bit of a lisp today. Rainbows and Razor Blades, a show from the void by the Gregorian calendar. It is currently the 29th day in the 11th month, the month of November, in the year of the Lord, 2022. By the French Revolutionary calendar, it is currently the 9th day in the month of Frimaire, because it is also the 69th day of the year. Solar year. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so today we're going to go and we're going to read the headlines. Now, full disclosure, I've already read one of the headlines because I had to open the page up to prepare for today's broadcast. So I've already read the top story. So I have some thoughts on it that I will share. I'll make this a little bigger. Now make it a little smaller, a little bigger, a little smaller. I can't tell. That looks about right. All right, let me just lock this up for you. All right, here we go. All right. Uvalde mom sues police and gunmaker in school massacre. Okay, so you know, it's in the title. This was the school massacre in Texas. So suing the police, there's this thing called qualified immunity that you've probably watched someone who's more intelligent than me. Maybe it was Lackluster. Maybe it was Audit the Audit. And you know, those are YouTube channels that you can go and you can watch. The Civil Rights Lawyer, I think, is another one you can go and you can watch. The ACLU discusses it a little bit, but it's not really on their agenda. And but yeah, Audit the Audit and I think Lackluster both have really good expositions on why qualified immunity really needs to be at minimum reformed, and a lot of the laws surrounding it are kind of bullshit. I'm not gonna go down on the rabbit hole of why that is because we need to move on. But suffice it to say that the woman, the mom, who lost a child, I assume, which is tragic, probably does not have lawful standing in court. Now, in order to have standing in court, you can't just like some random person can't just be like, hey, it made me so upset that what happened that I'm gonna sue the police. Right? They can't. Because there's no damages. Damages is like, unfortunately, and people don't like this, almost exclusively. And by the way, this is not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an expert. But in order to have standing in court, you need to have basically proven damages. Now, this woman losing a son or daughter or what child, you know, to be gender neutral about it, that is a tragedy and it is a loss. But while damaging, it isn't something that the police are liable for, right? Now, even if the police are proven to have acted negligently or incompetently, which I think is pretty apparent at this point, that some serious fucking decisions were made very incorrectly, and actually, if anything, contrary to the way that the decisions should have been handled, and that the way that the whole situation went to shit, and that the fact that children probably very did much, yeah, they probably died. I can't speak to the facts, but I think it's pretty obvious at this point that children died as a result of their inaction, right? Children did not have to die. Now, I don't believe that there was a conspiracy. Like, some people are putting forward a conspiracy that, like, the cops were in on it and fucking let him do it, man. Like, no, you have jumped the shark. However, the police aren't necessarily liable for that, right? Like, because of qualified immunity. And so for that reason, qualified immunity kind of, I think, does need to be a thing, right? You wouldn't have a functional police force without it. However, I do, again, think that qualified immunity needs to, at many times, be revisited because it is such a stacked system. The system is so leveraged against the civilians that it actually makes them kind of above rebuke and reproach. Like, you can't even, like, question the decisions that they made because it's like, yeah, we get it. Okay, you questioned it, great, but qualified immunity. Or the other way around, sorry, qualified immunity, you're not even allowed to ask questions. And both of those things work against, oversight, and that's a different topic than the mother standing in court about, it's sad. Like, I would want answers too. So if nothing else, this will probably not even make it to the point where an officer would have to give testimony, but you never know. I mean, some activist judge of some variety may interpret the law very differently than me because I'm not a legal expert. I couldn't speak to it, but those are just my thoughts. So the other half of this headline, and it is the other half, is that they're also suing the gun makers and the gun manufacturers, etc. So there's definitely, again, no standing in court there, and it's one of those things that, like, this is a conspiracy theory I'm about to put forward. I have no proof of this, and it probably isn't the case. But it's the type of thing that if it was the case that it was discovered that the gun companies themselves are fronting those lawsuits to make themselves look better than they actually are, like purposely launching a limp dick and then being like, boo, you have a limp dick. That was a bad porno. Boo, right? And it makes the people, it's crisis management. And so a corporation cannot generally be held liable for the misuse of their product because it's not like a little kid's toy that was sold to them. Like, well, why the fuck did you think it was safe to sell that to a little kid? You didn't think the little kid was gonna maybe stab the other kid with that toy? Or like, you didn't think the kid was gonna maybe eat it or hang himself? Like, this isn't a case of like something like that, right? This is like a fucking weapon. It's a weapon of war. Let's not talk around it. It's not a hunting rifle. This is to fucking kill people, right? And if it isn't to kill people, it's to leave open the possibility of meeting force and intrusion with lethal force, regardless of what that threat presents itself as, whether it's human or not, right? The design capacity does not give a shit whether you're hunting a deer or a human in body armor. It doesn't give a fuck, right? It's an assault weapon. Now, I'm not going to go all anti-gun activist on today's episode because I just don't care that much. Like, it's just like, it isn't an issue that directly affects me, and so it's not a special niche interest. So, but what is of note, and this is important, is that the gun manufacturers have successfully been sued in court. Okay? Now, it wasn't for their role in the shooting or the distribution of the weapon. However, it was, and I believe, I don't know if it was Sandy Hook, but that's ringing around in my head, but that may just be because of the Alex Jones coverage. But I believe it was in Sandy Hook or one of the related, well, they're not really related, but the archetypally identical, we'll say, shootings where angry fucking man or child, right? Like, always a man, always a child, except for like one time. But, they take a gun and they go shoot people in a school, right? School massacre. It's fucked up. And it's been happening since even before Columbine. There was a few incidents. So the gun manufacturers, while themselves not liable or they can't be hit for damages because first of all, what loss did you suffer, ma'am? Like, for PR, for public relation matters, it may make sense to just throw a couple $1 million at it because the fuck do we care? Oh no, a couple $1 million. That just means that 2 of our Walmarts that sell our weapons, oh no, we write them off and they didn't make profit for a year. Ooh, boop, 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 boop. But at least we don't have this woman banging around on the internet, on Facebook, or whatever we can make her sign to shut her up so she doesn't talk about how the fact that our brand weapon got used in a massacre, because we just don't need that. It may make sense to actually just like settle. So if it's about money, fine. If it's, which it probably is in some ways, but it's mostly probably just because this mother lost someone very close to her, and a lawyer and a team of lawyers, I assume, an experienced team of lawyers, I assume, is either an activist in some variety ideologically or politically against guns, right, for whatever reason, or they really believe that they have a case. And I would like to see that case brought. I don't think it'll have standing. I don't think it'll go anywhere, but I would like to see it brought. So there's also this thing called non. Hold on, let me see if I can remember this. Non-mutual defensive collateral estoppel. Okay, and that I think that I said that all right. That principle of law basically says that if there is a precedent set in a court where in almost identical circumstances that are to this case that have already been brought and dismissed or been ruled against, then that is enough for a preemptive defense, right? I don't know if that's the right terminology, but it basically is like you can use that as a defense. Like a estoppel basically stops the case. So it's like no. They listen. Those guys over there already tried to sue the gun manufacturer over there for the same thing. What? Oh, they're gonna say something different that we did different? No, they're not. So we have defensive non-collateral estoppel. Or something like that. Not non-mutual collateral estoppel. I don't know. I think I may have added the word collective there. I don't know if I did or not, but in my head it sounded like I might have. But anyway, I am not a legal expert. This is not legal advice. I literally just have autism. I pick up facts. I don't really know where I get them or why they stick around in my mind, but yeah, that's the concept. So I think I picked that up from Dan and Dave on Small Town Dick's podcast, but don't quote me on that and don't quote them on that. Anyways, I could be wrong. So England and Wales, now minority Christian countries, census reveals. Oh god, it must be the Muslim influx. Actually, my best guess is that this has more to do with atheism, or just people just not declaratively being a practicing Christian. And as a secular individual myself, I think we have outgrown Christianity as a monolith, and I think it's time we move past it. So it's interesting that, they're now a minority, and it makes a lot of sense, a minority Christian country. And I think that's largely a good thing, because, like, while England's roots are 100% Christian, I don't think that you need to. It's like if the branches up above don't leaf, right, and they're just like, hey, we want to be roots again. Our roots are from there. It's like, well, good luck being a tree. That's just my opinion. The further we get from God, the worse we are. The moral crisis. Bum bum bum. The invasion. I know what you're all thinking. GOP-controlled Arizona county refuses to certify election. Okay, first of all, which election? Was it the midterms? County oh my god, look at this lady. I should get that outfit and host my podcast in it. Republican officials this is from the Associated Press. So in Phoenix, Republican officials in a rural Arizona county refused Monday to certify the 2022 election despite no evidence of wrong in the count, a decision that was quickly challenged in court by the state's top election official. The refusal to certify the whatever the fuck this place is in southeastern Arizona comes amid pressure from prominent Republicans to reject results showing Democrats winning top races. I mean, that's definitely true, and it definitely is, like, it's political games on a level that has not really been fought since, like, the 1800s, when, like, corporations were just buying out large governments, not small governments, large municipal governments. They're like, yeah, that's really great for you, but we actually. So here's something that really happened at some point in history, and it doesn't matter where. Say some town in Delaware. No. Some town in Tennessee. Right? Man comes to town, says, we represent the Carnegie whatever Bilderberger fucking. We're the Illuminati. We represent the Illuminati. It doesn't matter who the people are. Okay? They control more wealth and more power globally than you could possibly imagine on your stupid little farm. So you can either sell us your land and the land around it, or we're going to use this thing called electricity, which you've never even heard of, and we're going to build a city next to you, and by next winter you won't have any water to feed whatever. We don't care. You're going to die here and be a skeleton. Oh, yeah. You're going to sue us in court. We'll fucking kill you. Right? We'll take you and everyone else in Ludlow, and if you try to revolt against us, we'll just shoot you dead. We'll pay the National Guard to be our right-wing henchmen. And they'll do it. Right? We'll bring the fucking army down upon you. So, not really since those days of the Ludlow massacre And I mixed two stories together. The Ludlow massacre had nothing to do with electricity coming to town, but when the oilmen showed up, when the railroad tycoons showed up, like people did not understand the scope of the change that was possible. They didn't know the technology existed. Like, oh, we're gonna bring the railroad through. Oh wow, look at you. You're putting some fucking metal. What are you gonna do? You're gonna send a metal thing on that metal? Wow. They couldn't have imagined what trains looked like, right? And when the rich men that signed away their land did realize it, they probably didn't realize that they were actually signing away the oil rights, right? Like people were duped out of their land, and that is not even fucking talking about the fact that all of that game that I'm talking about is played on stolen fucking board squares. All of it is colonized land that does not belong to them. We are invaders. We being the government, we being the people. We don't necessarily not belong here. Like, oh, I don't belong here. What do I gotta do? Hang myself? But I know for a fact that we should be paying reparations and we should be making amends and we should be trying to, at least fucking acknowledge the fact that the fucking historical accuracy that we are living on stolen land. And the GOP controlled Arizona county refusing to certify an election. That's important because it means that system is internally crumbling against itself, as it has been for a long time now. Now, whether it's because of racial tensions or because of oil interests or whatever other big business interests it is, the government itself is eclipsing itself. So, or external third-party factors are eclipsing the government, right? Somebody has their brain slug crawled into this system and controlling the people, whether by force and extortion and by threat or by more likely ideological indoctrination or paying them off, bribery, right? There's ways that the system can be corrupted from within, and clearly we are seeing the result of this being corrupted. So that's all I have to say on that. It's corruption. It's been corruption for many, many years. It will always probably be corruption. No matter what wars are fought, no matter which factions are there, it's going to be bad. So Twitter is no longer enforcing its COVID misinformation policy. I'm glad. I hope they stop banning people for anything. I want a free speech site. I don't care if it comes with hate speech. And I don't care if it gives the turf somewhere to organize against me. I really don't care. I would rather that than have no free speech. The U.S. Bureau of Reclamation warns California cities to prepare for possible water cuts and fourth year of drought. As I will always say when we read this, stop mowing your lawns. It's that simple. If you flush the toilet and you pee in the sink and you flush the toilet a little less, you're clearly going to solve the problem. Pay no attention to the alfalfa growth and exportation. Pay no attention to the almonds. Pay no attention to any of the industrial farming that we're doing in the desert. No. Don't. Just flush the toilet a little less. Don't wash your car in the driveway in the heat of the day, and your lawn is rationed to half portions. Fuck you. And you deserve it for living in California, by the way. Puerto Rican town sues Big Oil under RICO. That's like, I forget what that stands for, but it's racketeering. What does RICO stand for? It's like it's an anti-mob act, basically. It's anti-corruption, alleging collusion on climate denial. Let's actually look up what RICO looks, what that stands for. Racketeering and something act. Racketeering Influenced and Corruptions Act. Okay, that was close. So yeah, makes sense to sue them. If there's really a conspiracy, or even if there's not, just to get some money and throw them a wrench into their system, fuck their system. So. All right, 5 Connecticut police officers charged after black man left paralyzed following ride in police van. Well, I hope they should be sued. If we got to get some answers. Chinese bots flood Twitter in attempt to obscure COVID protests. That's not the problem. I mean, that is a problem, but like the bigger problem is that we're not talking about free speech. Like, why aren't we talking about like Twitter is now allowing free speech again? Like, people should be cheering for this. I don't care about Russian or Chinese bots. Lawsuits, and maybe I'll eat my words on that. I'll eat my hat. Okay, lawsuit alleges billionaire investor Leon Black raped a woman inside Jeffrey Epstein's home. Lawsuit alleges billionaire investor Leon Black. Yeah, someone's going to get money. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't particularly care. It's probably true. Given what I think that I know, or I've been told that I think I should know about Jeffrey Epstein, this seems like the kind of thing that would go on in Jeffrey Epstein land. Anyways, U.S. bat species devastated by fungus now listed as endangered. That's really sad. It's like the white nose fungus. I did a whole study on that a while back, and I have family that also studies that, like professionally studies that for whoever's paying them. A Florida woman is suing Kraft for $5 million. Kraft makes like macaroni and cheese, maybe. Yes, it does. Oh, yeah, it literally just says right here, mac and cheese. A Florida woman is suing Kraft for $5 million, saying that the microwave cheese takes longer to make than advertised. I don't think you're gonna get $5 million for it because just like good luck, but there may be something to deceptive advertising. There may be some merit or standing to the case. If nothing else, you tie up their lawyers and maybe hope to seek settlement. Twitter searches for China protest bombarded by spam and porn, raising alarms among researchers. That's so hot. I wish someone would bombard me with spam and porn. Katie Hobbs files lawsuit against Cochise County after refusal to certify election results. Oh, we already read about that. But now Katie Hobbs is suing. Kentucky man dies in wood chipper accident. Holy fuck. Do we have a video of this? Man died at a wood chipper accident. How do you fucking die in a wood chipper, bro? Like POV, like this is your front lawn and then you die in a wood chipper. A member of a contracting crew died Monday evening in a wood chipper accident. Oh, that's so sad. He was identified as Joey, 46. No, Joey, not the wood chipper, Joey. No. Joey's family's going to get really mad and try to get my video taken down. A local tree trimming contractor was doing some work when an employee became tangled and fell partially into a wood chipper. He was probably trying to kick something or something. There's got to be more to this story. Like, you don't just fall into a wood chipper. You don't. I'm not saying it couldn't happen. I guess we learned it could happen. Let's see what people have to say. Well, let's see what the bots have to say. Oh, it's locked. Look at this. Fuck you, Reddit. This is why I don't give a fuck if Twitter... Oh, no. Twitter isn't enforcing its content policies anymore. Good. Look what happens to Reddit. You can't say anything anymore. Every time I see a guy with a beard down on his belly button, I think, damn, that's going to get caught in something. Don't even need to be the beard. I didn't witness it personally, but an instructor at the tech school I went to was showing a group of students how to use one of them metal lathes, and it grabbed his hand when he took out one of his eyes off it for a split second, and it ripped his thumb off. The worst part was that it pulled the tendon attached to said thumb out of his wrist as well. A kid watching got hurt too because he passed out and hit his head on the nearby horizontal bandsaw. Don't fuck around with power tools, kids. Yeah, don't fuck around with power tools, kids. If you'd like to know how this happens and why these are so dangerous, this is what happens when a tree trimmer's rope enters a wood chipper. Okay, let's watch the dummy. There's no way this is not cap. What happens here? Safety chipper safety through a chipper simulator. This is how the fuck does that happen? A huge spinning solid steel drum with blades rotating at 8,000 RPM. You have to ease the clutch in just to get it spinning. Lock the clutch in place, then slowly increase the throttle like a washing machine starts to spin a cycle. Okay, but like... What is this as an example of? A tree trimmer's rope enters a wood chipper. Oh my god. How many wood chippers have died? Results said that 113 wood chipper related work deaths from... Okay, so I take back what I said about it doesn't happen. I totally was wrong on this. Not only does this happen, this is common. This is terrifying. 113 people? Holy fuck, bro. I totally take back what I said, man. I was wrong. The victims were killed in a struck by 57, so they were struck by it? I don't understand what that means. Caught in 41, that sucks. Motor vehicle 7. Okay. Well, we've already lost over 60. electrical. Okay, we will lose another 4 and fall too. So really, it's only like 40. I mean, that's still a lot of people, dude. Like that's and then heat stroke. Okay. While performing chipper-related tasks. Conclusion: chipper-related work deaths are preventable. There have been a lot this year too. I can understand that if it spits something back out. I've seen that happen. And like getting hit in the head. And I can also understand if you're like trying to like push something with a branch, but you don't realize that there's a bigger part of the branch behind you, or it does something that you're not. It's like you look behind you and it's clear, but then all of a sudden you don't expect it to twist, and then the branch comes up behind you, and then all of a sudden you're caught with a branch behind you pulling you in. That I can understand, but I mean you'd have to be pretty fucking dumb to let that happen. I've worked with a chipper regularly for the past 15 years. You don't fuck around. That is dangerous as hell. Entangles, strikes, it's dangerous. You are 2 feet away from being cream cheese. I've seen cookie carefree people using chippers and it scares me. No protective gear, stuffing branches in by jump stomping them in. Right, like that's dumb as shit. It's scary the kinds of people these tree companies hire. It's not dumb labor, it's dangerous as fuck. Pay attention or you were dead work. Terrible tragedy, but there's reason why these statistics are related. It's a warning this job is dangerous, so pay the fuck attention and leave it to experienced professionals. Okay. Thanks for the advice. All right. I think that we've read enough of this. Let's read another story. Pride flag pitch invader brings World Cup game to a standstill. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's get a picture of that. Let's go. Let's go. Let's respect Iranian women. Let's go. This tattoo's kind of cute. And then it just says homosexuality in the Gulf nation is illegal. That's crazy, right? Big trouble, guys. Big trouble. It's illegal to be gay. This just in. You're going to jail. That's fucked up. Respect Iranian women. I agree with that. They're having a revolution right now. They're calling it protests, but it's not. It's a revolution, and I hope that they succeed. I hope they topple their government. It's going to be like their 5th or 6th coup in 100 years or something. 3 of them were caused by the United States. Pride flag pitch invader brings. Oh, we just read that. New York ends home liens. Wage garnishment in medical debt collection. Home liens, that's like where they basically tell you that the payment that you'd be making to your house basically goes to them, kind of, or that you can't sell the house, really is what it is. It's not that the payments go to them. It's that you can't sell your house until the lien is paid off. The debt is you can have someone structure the buyout until the lien is purchased from you, basically, or purchased, I guess, paid off to them. I don't know exactly how the contract works or what the terminology is. I do not. I can explain to you about non-mutual defensive collateral estoppel, but I cannot explain to you wage garnishment or home liens. I don't understand money. But yeah, they're not doing it about medical debt anymore, and I think that that's good. And I wonder if that's because of a law that passed. My guess is that it is. She signed legislation. Yes, okay. And that's the only reason that was going to change. That's fucked up, bro. Like it's fucked up. The problem is most pervasive upstate. For those who don't know, I am in upstate New York, so that's why I clicked on this. Because this very very directly affects me personally. Because I am disabled and I am trying my best to avoid medical debt. It's fucked up. Anyways, racial discrimination by veteran affairs spans decades, lawsuit says. Yeah, and it's probably provable. Houston lifts boil water order affecting more than 2 million. I would still keep boiling it. I don't care what they say. It had to do with the water pressure from what I read yesterday or whatever. Payne, Logan County Assistant District Attorney arrested on child pornography charges. Wow. Wow, what a scumbag. I'll bet he... Well, we won't speculate on the color. We're on YouTube today. Exactly who you'd expect. Looking exactly how you'd expect. But we weren't allowed to say it because we're on YouTube. Rolls-Royce successfully tested hydrogen-powered jet engine. Why is that news? Like, I'm not saying that that's not cool. I just don't understand because aren't hydrogen powered jet engines like kind of an old news thing? Like 1960s 1970s old? Am I wrong? I could just be wrong. I don't know enough about hydrogen jet engines. The first test run of a hydrogen jet engine a success. I swear that I've read about this before. I swear I've read about this before. Maybe I just read about the theory on like physics.org or like phys.org, whatever. Irish watchdog fines Meta a lot of money in latest privacy case. Okay, but I mean, like, they're gonna tell you to shove it. They're like, you're Irish, shut up. We're not an Irish company. Oh, what are you gonna do? You want euros? Fuck you. You get no euros. Bones found in landfill belong to missing Savannah toddler. That's terrifying. How did the bones get there? Well, who threw out the baby? Mexico planned genetically modified corn ban. Deep concern for U.S. Oh. Let's see what the concern is. My guess is that, like, well, you're going to starve to death. Good luck. Our corn is better. If you are a consumer buyer or product and you don't want to buy that particular one, that should be your right. If Mexico doesn't want genetically modified corn, they shouldn't be forced to buy it. No, they shouldn't be forced to buy it, but they shouldn't ban it. That's because this comment is saying two different things. Like what the title is saying and what this guy is saying are two different things. Yeah, if you don't want to buy it, you shouldn't have to. But you shouldn't also just get to ban it. Like, what if they do want to buy it? Well, now it's banned. Great. All corn is genetically modified corn. Yeah, that's kind of a non-argument, though. Maybe the U.S. government will stop giving tax dollars for people to grow corn we don't need, or even worse, not grow anything at all. No, that's not how economic. That's not. No. Corn. I mean, like, yes, but like, no. Corn subsidies destroyed the domestic market for corn and led to a huge wave of dislocated and illegal immigration. Absolutely the truth. GMO corn. That stands for genetically modified organism, by the way. Genetically modified corn is also destroying heritage corn species. Mexico should do whatever is in its best interest. They can do whatever they want. I mean, like, corn is already a GMO. It's a stupid argument. Why GM crops are essentially superior and better for you. I would upvote this, but I can't. But I agree with that. Anyone who thinks that they know about science, who's like, it's like you don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing wrong with genetically modified organisms. There's a little bit of trouble with some of the, like, pest-resistant ones, maybe, right? But you can't prove it, right? Oh, right, you don't know what you're talking about, so you should shut the fuck up. I hate people who are like, whoa, GMOs are bad. I'm glad that all the dumb idiots moved on to thinking about dumb other idiot stuff when they were told to. Photo shows 3 stowaways who were rescued from an oil tanker's rudder after likely 11-day ordeal. What? They were in the rudder? What does that even mean? Holy fuck. Okay, I'm not turning off my ad blocker. It's not happening. Wow. What the hell? So they were up in there? Spain Maritime Rescue Service says it has rescued 3 stowaways traveling on a ship's rudder in the Canary Islands, and the vessel sailed there from Nigeria. Yeah, you'd have to be so fucking stupid to go in there. And Nigeria is not exactly known for its intelligence. Last year, a 14-year-old Nigerian boy was interviewed by Spain after surviving 2 weeks on a rudder. Well, maybe they're not so stupid. Fucking crazy. Photo shows 3 oh, wait. I wanted the photo. Oh, they are people. Yeah, you'd have to be so fucking stupid to, like, do that. Or desperate. I mean, like, both, but, like, what a total dystopian shithole we live in. And when I say we, I mean the industrial world. The Industrial Revolution and its consequences. For the whole world, though. Photo shows 3... We just read that. Court cop who shot Castelli wrongly denied teaching license. Huh? I don't care. Thai monks fail drug test, leaving temple empty. Hey, what drugs? Get the fuck out of here. Amphetamines? It doesn't say though. It just says that they failed the drug test. Like, it's mentioning that amphetamines are becoming a problem, but it doesn't say what they failed for. Anyways, I think that the war on drugs needs to end, and Thailand is like one of the most strict. That whole region of the world is so strict about drugs that they'll like literally fucking kill you, unironically, for bringing drugs in. Rainbow flag pitch invader released but banned from the rest of the World Cup. Boo! But at least they didn't kill him. I mean, they couldn't. It'd be a PR disaster. Missing U.S. professor found dead during family kayaking trip in Mexico. Wow, that's really sad. Before a small plane crashed into power lines and tower in Maryland, an air traffic controller warned pilot his altitude reading was too low. I knew these fucking boomers were idiots. This is the 66-year-old and the 64-year-old from yesterday. Where's that guy who's like, yo, he's climbing in your window, snatching your people up? We need him to come out here and be like, you are so dumb, for real. Was his name Davian or something like that? You are so dumb, for real. Let's look that up. Jamie, bring that shit up. I have no Jamie. That feel when no Jamie. You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Terrifying moments for a woman who woke up to a strange man in bed with her. The woman screamed. Her brother rushed in to help and tried to fight the offender off. That break-in happened early this morning in the 500 block of Webster Drive in Huntsville. WFF 48's Elizabeth Gentle caught up with the victim. Elizabeth, emotions were running high.
And Mark, the woman, the victim, tells us that a man broke into her house and tried to rape her. Her brother went in and he tried to help her out, but the man got away, leaving behind, though, evidence of his visit. Kelly Dodson was asleep with her little girl inside their apartment on Webster Drive when
I was attacked by some idiot from out here in the projects.
Dodson says her attacker used a garbage can to climb onto the unit's ledge, open the upstairs window, and then he got in bed with her.
He tried to rape me. He tried to pull my clothes off.
Dodson struggled with her attacker, knocking over items in her bedroom. Antoine Dodson heard his sister scream and ran to help.
Well, obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here.
The attacker got loose and went out the upstairs window, but he did leave something behind.
We got your T-shirt. You done left fingerprints and all. You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
A crime scene investigator photographed and dusted for prints on the lid of the garbage can and the window pane and ledge. Dodson says he's never seen the perp before, but sends this warning to whoever is responsible.
You don't have to come and confess that you did it. We're looking for you. We gonna find you. I'm letting you know now, so you can run and tell that, homeboy.
Now, if you have any information on this crime, you're urged to call Huntsville Police Department. We'll have much more from the...
This is from 12 years ago.
Well, obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park.
In the song
He's
anyway.
climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they're raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess. We're looking for you. We gon' find you. We gon' find you. So you can run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that. Homeboy, homeboy.
Isn't that
We
fucking
got your
great?
T-shirt to the left fingerprints
who
and
came
all.
up
You
with
are so dumb. You are really dumb.
Oh,
For real.
The man got away, leaving
Look at this
behind
guy on the
evidence.
I was
I think
attacked
that's
by
probably
some
true.
idiot in the project. So dumb, so dumb, so dumb, so he's climbing in your windows. He's not.
Ridiculous. Man found inside stairwell with fire. Actually, you know what? Let's go to YouTube again, but let's look up the ATC traffic for that day. Let's look it up. Let's see. It'll be on real ATC. I guarantee it'll be on here. Yep, told you. I told you. Okay, let's look. Yeah, you gotta know about this stuff, guys. This is important news. So, wait, before I start this, I just want to say something. So someone asked me, Sarah, how do you know about, like, all this different stuff? Priestess, how? How do you know all this different stuff? And it's a selection bias that you're noticing. I don't know about half of the stuff. How many times do you hear me say, so I don't know more about that? Or, yeah, I don't care about that. And that's because I just don't have a special interest in it. The only time you see me zoom in on something is when I have knowledge about it. Do you get that? Like, does that make sense? I think that made sense. But anyways, yeah, that's just to address that because someone asked me. They're like, how do you always know all this different stuff? And I was like, oh, that's flattering. But, like, no, dude. Like, I barely know anything. I just have a couple of autistic niche issues. Is this playing? Oh, it's paused. A single-engine Mooney departed from White Plains, New York. Oh, God, this was in New York. Huh. And struck a power line in Montgomery County. Oh, my God. Thank God that's in the middle of nowhere. From what I understand, they lost power. Widespread power outages. The Federal Aviation Administration said in a state board, the FAA... Let's just listen. Second occupant was out. 10 minutes later. That's funny. They had to go up and get them. That means 100 feet up. That's fucking terrifying, bro.
One Romeo Fox. I'm showing you made a northwestbound turn. You can turn left turn heading 240, enable direct effect cut. Yeah, I'm showing you on like a 340 heading right now. One Romeo Foxtrot, turn left heading 230. One Romeo Foxtrot, I stepped on you there, turn left heading 230. No, one Romeo Foxtrot, stay at 4,000 unless you really need 3 right now. One Romeo Foxtrot, let's try direct Ruane to join the approach. Left turn to Ruane. One Romeo Foxtrot, you're going to Gaithersburg, correct? Golf Alpha India.
Hold on, let me mute myself.
For one Romeo Foxtrot, you might have it spelled incorrectly. Back up for me for 201 Romeo Foxtrot, heading 230 would put your right direct back. So that's Bravo Echo Golf Kilo Alpha, BEGKA. One Romeo Foxtrot, are you able to find Becca, sir? One Romeo Foxtrot, descend to maintain 3,000. One Romeo Foxtrot, it looks like you made a southbound turn again. You're southeastbound now. I'm showing a heading of about 175. One Romeo Foxtrot, turn right heading 240, when able direct Becca. One Romeo Foxtrot, if you have any issues there at all with the navigating for that, just let me know. You're going to be right underneath traffic for Dulles, so it'll be right over top you at 4, so I just need to make sure you don't turn southwestbound at all. Number 1 Romeo Foxtrot, if you're able to land at Gaithersburg, you can report cancellation of IFR on the ground on 121.6. 21 Romeo Foxtrot, traffic 11 o'clock, 5 miles northbound, level at 4,000, will be making the turn westbound for Dulles. Okay, thank you. You pass overhead 11 o'clock, 3 miles northwestbound, the Falcon, and level at 4,000. Romeo Foxtrot, additional traffic will be 9 o'clock, 4 miles northbound, level at 4,000 is Embraer. Romeo Foxtrot, thank you. Turn left direct Becca, join the approach. a turn shortly then, or when able, direct Becca and join the approach. How about that? One Maria Fox, turn left direct Becca and join the approach. Okay, one Maria Fox, you're a mile and a half from Becca, cross Becca at 3000, cleared RNAV, runway 14 approach.
Bro, this is so boring. I'm so sorry.
Number 1 Romeo Foxtrot, change to advisory frequency approved. You can cancel on that frequency I gave you earlier. Low altitude alert, number 201 Romeo Foxtrot, Baltimore altimeter is 2944. Number 201 Romeo Fox, if you hear this transmission, low altitude alert, Baltimore altimeter is 2944. The lowest usable altitude area is 3,500 if you're not on the approach.
I am so sorry. I feel like I just wasted 4 minutes of y'all's lives. Like, that was the most boring, uneducational waste of our fucking time. I'm so sorry. I needed a bit of a break, but still, that was really boring. I wanted that to be a 30-second clip. I figured that maybe in the 5 minutes we would get to hear, like, both sides of the story. We'd be getting to hear them be like, oh God, we're going down. But, like, no, it was boring as shit. I'm sorry. China's top health officials deflect blame over zero COVID policies or problems as they defend controversial policy. Yeah, whatever. Man found inside stairwell with firearm after shooting at St. Thomas Midtown Hospital. That's terrifying. Before a small plane crash, we already read that. World Health Organization to rename monkeypox as Mpox. I wonder why. Does it have to do with racism? Mpox looks like a file extension. Yeah, it does. Just FYI, they legally aren't the ones who control the naming. It's whatever the fuck the ICVT is. The World Health Organization changing name they use. Is that like anti-Semitism? Other health groups like the Center for Disease Controls haven't yet. Until then, the International Convention on Voltaire's Teeth. I have no idea what it stands for. ICVT. Let's look that up. ICVT. Intravascular cardiotechnology. Thomas Jefferson. Is that it? That doesn't seem like it's it. Did I type the right thing in? Was that the right thing? ICVT. ICVT. I did. I typed it right, but what is it? All right, let's search it on Google this time. ICVT. Ah, I see. iShares convertible bond, EFT. Okay. International Congress of Voice Teachers? I don't think that's it either. Let's look up the word virus, maybe. Organism Classifications Virus, ICTV. About virus taxonomic What the fuck does this stand for? Based on an assessment of characters and hierarchies, relationships in established groups, yada yada yada. Alright, let's click on this. Realm, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. That doesn't help us. The International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. There we go. I knew we'd find it. So there's your answer. International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. There authorizes the taxonomic classification. That's kind of cool. I'm not giving you $2. Shut the fuck up. Although it is worth $2 to be on this site. I'm not doing it though. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's read. How long have we been live? Yeah, let's do one more. Maybe two more. Rainbow flag, blah, blah, blah. Chinese authorities seek out COVID protesters. Of course they do. They're going to get disappeared. Investigative unit. Plaquemine. I don't know what the fuck that is. Police chief will resign after taking plea deal in malfeasance case. Okay. That's, at least he's getting sued. Artemis 1 CubeSat fails to fire engine as planned during moon flyby. That's not good. Yeah, it's this thing. It was there to measure the distribution and abundance of hydrogen in the moon's south polar region. And it malfunctioned. Okay. So there's your story. China clamps down on protests against zero tolerance COVID, blah, blah, blah. Just clean my glasses. They're filthy. Oh, man. Yeah, these hadn't been cleaned all morning. I could tell. I usually remember to clean them, but I didn't bother because I was at the dentist. But then when I got home from the dentist, I had just hyper-normalized it and just kind of had been dealing with it. Oh, my God. I cannot believe that I've gone all day without doing that. There is nothing in this world that I like more than glasses being clean. Other than maybe, like, female bodies being clean. All right, let's see. Qatar and Germany sign long-term national gas agreement. I was like, why are they singing about long-term natural gas agreements? I had to reread it. Yeah, it's kind of, okay. I guess that makes some sense. U.S. Justice Department calls on Supreme Court to dismiss NSO Group's immunity petition. I don't know who the NSO Group is or what it is about, and I don't care. Iran signs fine, we'll fucking click it. Get the fuck out of here. I just click random on that. I don't care if it fucking tracks me. I clear my cookies. Supreme Court dismiss NSO Group's immunity petition. Because it doesn't say NGO, it says NSO. Spyware company. Oh my goodness, okay. They could have just said Israeli spyware company in the headline, but then it wouldn't be clickbait. I don't give a fuck about Jewish military spyware. The fuck do I care? I probably have it on my computer. I probably have it installed in my pee hole. They're just fucking spying on everything. Tomatoes threaten multiple states in the U.S. That's actually why they drilled my teeth today, to get the tracking devices out. Tornadoes threaten multiple states in the South. News at 10. China sends 3 astronauts to celestial place in historic space mission. That's an interesting way to say disappeared and killed in a black hole site. Like Guantanamo. I'm just fucking around. I have no idea. Celestial Palace sounds like they're never coming home. Yeah, it does. Chinese government. Our people are protesting. Let's send 3 of them into space, right? Alright, let's click random a couple times and then we'll be done. We'll hit the hour mark. Thanks for joining, guys. This has been a good episode. What law school admission take would you land in this position? What? What are we in? Oh, law school admissions. I'm not getting into law school, bro. Just got my first A. Nebraska. This is super boring. Our Netflix. Alright, let's see what people think about Wednesday. It's shit. Don't watch it. Seriously. It's made to be... No, it is not. 1899 is not a fucking masterpiece, dude. Oh my god. It really, really didn't. It really didn't. It was like slightly worse or slightly less entertaining and engaging than Peaky Blinders. Thing from Wednesday's series was awesome. The actor that played the part needs more recognition. Okay. It's just a hand. Ah, so that's how they did it. That's kind of funny, actually. It's worth watching inside. So Wednesday is like high budget bad writing. It felt like a cross between Twilight, Harry Potter, schoolgirl anime genre, 45-year-olds attempting to write 16-year-olds talking, oh, Twitter, oh, TikTok, oh. Is it worth watching inside Mind of a Cat without the doggo? What? I don't give a fuck about this. I don't care about this. Wednesday is what Sabrina should have been. Yeah, Sabrina was actually kind of engaging, but like it didn't really do anything and like kind of fell flat on its face. Wednesday, on the other hand, shows how Tim Burton puts his magic into content. I don't know, dude. Like, maybe I'll go back and watch a second episode, but like, I seriously did not get. I thought that it was worse than Sabrina. I thought it was expressly worse than Sabrina. I think this is all cap. I think this is just all. I don't think that these are real people. I think these are shills. I think this is just part of the same advertising glamour that was able to shill for that show Black Machine. The hell is it called? Black Book? Blacklist. The show Blacklist. They fucking shilled that everywhere in New York City. They shilled that everywhere. They shilled, and then people watched it and they were like, oh, this is great. But then it wasn't great. It was always bad. And I said it was bad, and it was always bad. It was as bad as these shoes. These shoes are terrible. I'm not buying these shoes. SharePoint? What's that? This is like an NFT thing? Like some sort of like bit broker nonsense. Discord server from Microsoft 360 and SharePoint. I have no what that is. Dynamically pull all graphs from Excel into SPO page. This is above my pay grade. Target audience not working proper SP online. Yes, this is above my pay grade. Construction, huh? This is way above my pay grade. These contractors are so dumb. Handyman can come in and do all the work for half the price.
So, as you can see here, we got a gas line. And somebody tied in the fire life safety side. See, there's a sprinkler head right there.
Okay.
There's the gas line.
Okay.
And there's the drop for the other line.
Okay.
So somebody just, go ahead and shake the. So you can see somebody connected a fire sprinkler head to the gas line. So we're going to go ahead and eliminate that too.
That's pretty bad, bro.
So,
like POV, your sprinkler system kicks on, but it's gas. Like, that's pretty bad. What's this? Is that underwater welding? This is like one of the most dangerous but high-paying jobs. That isn't bad for 2 days. Alright, this is boring. We'll do 2 more. What are we at? We'll go for the hour. Yeah, we got 3 minutes. Guys, really, thank you so much for joining. This is kind of like, it's definitely not a new thing that we've been doing. I actually just want to talk. I don't really want to look at shit. So I have 3 minutes. So I'm going to be building audience. I'm going to be building a Discord channel. I'm going to be wearing more cat ears. I can't take my shirt off anymore. I'm pretty disappointed about that because we're on YouTube now. And it's kind of just like, well, we're on YouTube now. So, I don't know what that's going to mean. I don't know if maybe I'll migrate to Twitter before Twitter cleans its act up again or sinks like the ship that it is. But I want free speech because I am super problematic. And I don't want to make apology for that. I also don't want to be censored. But, you know, it's like I get it. I get that if I'm going to play by the rules of the ecosystem of YouTube, that at least the content that I post to YouTube has to be in compliance with their terms of service. I don't like it. And I'm probably already out of their realm of service contracts that I agree to when I click okay. They're not going to sue me. So the worst they're going to do is boot me off their platform. And like, I hope that doesn't happen, you know? I really do. I hope that does not happen. But there's a large chance that that's going to happen eventually because like, I just can't help myself. Like, I'm into things that are unsavory and I'm into things that are explicitly, like, I wouldn't be into them if it wasn't edgelord content. And the fact that it is edgelord content, me as a contrarian journalist edgelord, I'm going to want to be intrepid into that filth. I'm not going to want to sit there and be like, ugh, we can't allow this. Not on our platform. This is a safety hazard. We can't do X, Y, Z. I can't even mention the things I can't talk about, because if I could, I'd mention them. But yeah, really, thanks for joining. If you're wondering what this is, it's just a shirt. It's to stop the noise in your ear. It's like a spit guard for the mic, but it also services, I'm hoping, to take away the, like, hi, NSA Daddy. I know you like my reverse ASMR when you're watching me. So, yeah, thanks for joining. This has been Rainbows and Razor Blades, and we'll be back again another time. Thanks for joining. Bye.